Gorgeous souls, welcome to another episode of Heart and Soul. And today we are talking about gratitude. Is such a wonderful tool, and there are many ways we can practice gratitude. And Janet and I, we are talking about how gratitude helps us, how it can enrich your life as well. So welcome and thanks for being here, Janet.
Oh, it's always my pleasure. But yeah, this is a very important topic. And I think a lot of people kind of push it aside. Oh, what does it do? And it is actually a vital part of, well, from the energy perspective, it's a really good way of feeding your energy systems with lots of positivity that helps to raise those vibrations. And that's really important for health and vitality. So what ways do you feel that gratitude helps in your life, and what practices do you have? I hope this isn't annoying because of the wind.
No, it's lovely, lovely bird song. So I just love those chirping in the background, and I'm deeply grateful for nature and the birds and nice weather. So what I learned, first when I started with gratitude, I was just writing down 5 things each day, and it felt sort of like a task, another to-do thing, and finding 5 new things each day. And then I realized that actually just writing things off, it's not gratitude. I have to feel it in my heart and soul and feel that gratitude and breathe that in and sit with each thing for a bit and truly treasure and be grateful for it. And for me, it has enriched my life. And when I don't do the practice, we always come back to some practices and then we let them go. But then we remember when we need, we have this. And sometimes we can feel stuck, or like things are not happening, or, I'm never going to make it, or any things like these. And I think then when we feel sort of low or in a tunnel, I think then it's important to really come back and realize what we already have. Exactly. And when we are grateful for what we already have, like you said, we raise the vibration, and then we receive more of things we love and are grateful for, because otherwise we sort of feel like, this isn't working and the weather is bad and blah, 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 blah. And then we ask for more of those things we don't want, So I think gratitude helps me to focus more on the positive, and being in the moment, sort of like, I would already have a great life. I am already fulfilled. I'm already loved, all those things we might feel we have to look outside.
I totally agree with you. It really is about changing your focus, like almost shifting that lens. I know some people think it's like looking through rose-tinted glasses, and it's not like that. It is totally changing focus, because I have to admit, I'm very easily pulled to focusing on the negatives and all the noise of what's going on in the world right now. And then I get frustrated and angry and all the emotions that drain your energy. But when you sort of then step away from that and come back to a place of gratitude, it's your focus shifts, and then you start to see, once you start that practice, you start to see how much you have to be thankful for, and how much you're like those blessings that you have in your life. And it is important to do that because it's too easy to be sucked into all of the drama that's going on. And we need to sort of step back from that. And gratitude is an amazing practice for doing that. So you mentioned there that you started off doing the list. And I think a lot of people do start there, but like you, I found it a chore. Oh, I have to find 10 things. What 10 things? Whereas what practice do you tend to use now to?
I mean, I could still write it down, but I just sit, and I don't do it sort of like before I go to bed or in the morning, but it's more about treasuring the moments. Like, for example, if I go out into our garden and then I see a flower, I go, and then I just breathe that beauty in and just connect to that feeling of such a beautiful, beautiful flower. Or when you go for a walk and then you see a rose or like the lilacs or whatever it is, so taking a moment and smelling at the flower, and just I think with all the senses being in the moment. Or yeah, when my kids come home and it's just so good to see them, or when I play with the dog, enjoying that joyful moment. It's the little things, but then also just saying, oh, so grateful I have a dog. It's so wonderful, you know. And yeah, little moments like this. And it's good to maybe even take the moment to write them down, but then sit with each point. And don't make it maybe 10 to begin with. Start with 3 or even one thing, you know.
Yes.
And I think, and then just sit with it and feel into this, you know. How does it feel? Where in your body does this land, that good feeling? And it's sort of like opening up. And like you said, yeah, we can so live in a black world. Everything is bad. And of course, sometimes, you know, oh, the dog, we have to go out again. I'm busy or something. But then shifting back and go, oh, so much joy, so much love. And I think we can get stuck in that everyday kind of chore that is sort of, can be draining. And then just taking a moment to just be, or sometimes when I have a cup of coffee or tea, you know, just sitting, not just drinking the tea, but sort of treasuring it, you know, feeling the warmth, smelling it, having that first sip, and maybe being in a sacred place in your home where peace and quiet is. This is time for me, and I'm so grateful. I love that time.
Yes.
And of course, you can expand it to other things, and I think that's also important. You know, when no one likes to get bills and need to be paid, but actually, we can be taking a minute and saying, "Okay, I'm grateful. I don't know, car insurance or whatever." So I'm so grateful I have a car, and now I have insurance. I'm grateful I can pay for it. I think sometimes it's sort of another bill, but share it more with love, you know. And even the tax bill, you can say, okay, I pay the policeman, I pay the lights on the street. It's pay it with a gratitude forward in a way. So do you have any great insights and tips we can learn from?
Well, similar to you, I mean, I used to have that sort of gratitude journal and sit in the morning writing it down, and it always felt like a chore. And then I started to do it sort of just almost like a prayer before I'd go to sleep, that I would, you know, thank the universe for supporting me through the day, and then just think about some of the things that give me pleasure or I was grateful for. I mean, I've just spent some time back with my parents in Northern Ireland, and I was thankful that I still have my parents and I can still have that time with them. And then we had an impromptu sort of family gathering that was a really lovely evening. It wasn't particularly planned. It was kind of last minute and everybody was available. So we were thankful then that we could all get together. And I know how happy that makes my mum and dad. And it was such a lovely, lovely visit back home. The weather was amazing. I had such, the flight back was delayed. And I have to say, everybody was getting a bit agitated, and I thought, okay. And I sat beside a lady and I ended up talking to her, and she was very anxious about the flight. And I like to think that I helped her, that, you know, just talking through it, and the time passed, and lovely conversation, and helped her through that too. And it helped me because, you know, when you help someone, it always makes you feel good. So I think it's sort of like, as you say, not making it a chore, but just starting to notice those things that you, because like you, I love my garden and I love my roses, albeit that they've been kind of hammered by the storm that we've had, but that's okay because they'll come again. But it is looking for those little things that just light you up. And it is, people are so busy in their, no time. That's all I hear from people. I have no time. You have to make a little bit of time. That doesn't take long. Like, it, you know, just to take a moment to go out to your garden, or as you say, enjoy that lovely cup of coffee or cup of tea, whatever it is, if it brings you joy. But you need to just focus on it, be aware of it, and connect with it and that feeling. And I think a lot of people are not doing that.
Yeah, and like you said, it opens up a little light, and that shines on. You know, once you open up to a little light, you can move through the day, and then maybe it clouds over again, but then you can take another little.
Yes.
And it's just, I think it's that being aware. You know, so many people just get a coffee, grab a coffee or a tea, and then they work and have tea, but treasuring the moments, and I think, treasuring is sort of a similar word to being grateful, and when you're grateful, it's sort of, you're in the moment. It's not like, and many people, and that's the thing, I'll be happy when X happens, or Y is over, or something, and after X comes A, B, C, you know, you'll never be happy, you'll never be grateful, you'll never have time if you can't make time today. And like you said, it doesn't take 2 minutes, just to that, breathe it in and arrive, and just be in the moment, treasure, be grateful. And I love your evening ritual, and that's actually really beautiful, just to go over the day and say, oh, it was so lovely to have our heart and soul with Janet today, and you know, all these kind of things, because sometimes we forget the good things. I think we hang on more to the bad things, and sometimes we forget, especially if we have sort of a stressful day. Even then we had that 1 or 2 moments that were sort of good. And then if we let that review, I have no word in English, you know, if you just review it, the day, and just then, oh, this was actually good. Oh, here was good. And there I thought all day was so bad, but actually I had 2 good moments. And I think treasuring that and letting that grow what brings joy. And exactly, and others is just experience. But if we can make that light longer, wider, and feel that gratitude, I think it's, for me, it's truly feeling in my heart, and it's sort of like, you know.
It does, because it's totally different. I mean, just writing something down for the sake of it, you're not emotionally connected to it. And it's that emotion that creates the energy, and it's that energy that feeds the system. And that's why I like to do it before we go to sleep, so that you're going into sleep mode in a more positive state. And that has a good effect on your body, rather than that stress. I've had a bad day, and whereas then you're sort of bringing some calm.
And then you have a restful sleep, and then you
Yes.
have a better day, and then you have an even better sleep. Because, yeah, when you're stressed and tied up, you can't sleep, and then the next day is even worse, and it gets worse. And yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know, when we focus on all the bad things and then truly focusing on the good things. It's like, yeah, don't, you know, focus on the end or on the goal, but see and treasure the flowers or the roses along your path. I think that's important.
And I love what you were saying, just, you know, take those moments during the day as well, just like little energy boosts. I love that. And I mean, I do that, but I've not actually been consciously thinking about it, but I can see where I do that during my day. And I think that's a great way to get through, of just remembering and doing some gratitude throughout the course of the day as well. It's really important.
And I mean, if you're working in an office or on a day job, you can bring something, maybe a crystal or a dried flower or something that reminds you, and you can just hold on. I have this gorgeous heart. You can just take that into your hand and just,
yes,
you know, take a moment to breathe and come back to gratitude, and then put it there, and then you remember to do that. Because sometimes, yeah, when lots of people are around, or treasure your lunchtime, or treasure your coffee break, or anything, you can, yeah, you can find positive things in everything.
I mean,
just take a moment to look for it.
It is about sort of just making that time, that space for it, and how it is a vital part of the process. And it's feeds, as I say, your energy system. And as you sort of say, then when you're in a better place, you attract better things, that whole manifesting side of things. So why would you not do it? But I think it is just one of those things, people can't see how it would benefit them. But when you start that practice, you'll be quite surprised that you really do shift.
Yeah, and like it takes 2 minutes. We all have 2 minutes throughout the day. And yeah, and just being observant of where you put your energy. Do you still think about whatever went bad? Or because I had the habit, I should have said that, maybe it wasn't good the way I said it, and blah 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 blah. But as I said, you know what, let's focus on the sunshine or anything. So we can always switch our focus and our attention and our energy towards something better, and yeah, shine your light.
I like that, shine your light. Definitely, it feeds that light, that soul light, that soul energy, that heart field. Actually, it does. It sort of really makes that expand. And then the good thing is that also has that ripple effect of impacting in a positive way other people around you. So come on, folks, let's get some gratitude in.
Yeah, plus also it affects you directly when you come home in sort of a better mood. So especially if you come home and then already start, take maybe a minute before you enter the home and just come back to gratitude. And then you can go in and enjoy a better life. If you come home grumpy and then everybody is grumpy. Yes. But if you come home and deeply grateful, and then you have a calmer life, and people around you are calmer and more grateful, and your life will be better. It's not so necessary that it has changed, but your attitude to your own life has changed.
Yes. I sort of think that there's a quote somewhere, I'm not going to quote it exactly, but it's about how complaining is the killer of joy. And it is true when you complain all the time. And I put my hands up, I'm guilty, and then I have to catch myself on. And then it really does pull you back into that space. And too many, I mean, certainly in the UK, we're a nation of complainers. We complain about the weather all the time. When it's raining, we're complaining. When it's sunny, we're complaining. It just seems to be like, instead of just saying it's a lovely day today,
and it's raining, nature needs water, you know, it's all relative. But yeah, it's definitely, and I think there's the other saying, gratitude is an attitude, and I think it's really helpful. And yeah, it's a beautiful tool to have. It's for free, doesn't take much time, it's not an effort, so why not? So try it all out and let us know how you feel about that, and what made you feel grateful today, and what you took from our chat about gratitude. We always love to hear from you and what insights you got. Maybe you're one of those who write a list and if you say, oh, gratitude doesn't work because it's just another chore, and you could never relate to the feeling and expand it and feel better, truly grateful, like Janet explained.
Lovely.
Do you have some finishing words, Janet?
It is a practice, and it's definitely one to really focus on. It's a great place to start and to build up into your everyday. And as Caroline says, you know, you just then start to do it automatically through the day, little things. And it is amazing how even when life isn't great and you start bringing gratitude in, how things will start to improve, because the universe wants to support you. And, you know, when you're in that good place, it starts to send you the good stuff. So yeah, absolutely.
So thank you so much for being here, Janet, for gratitude. And I'm deeply grateful for you and our chats. And we won't be here next week, but in 2 weeks, we have a little summer special, right?
Yes, a little treat.
A little fun treat. So join us and find out. Bye for now.
Bye. Love and light blessings. Bye.